Cyber criminals do not discriminate. Regardless of the sector or size, attackers see any company as a potential target. Following the latest attack on Colonial Pipeline, it is more important than ever for businesses to focus on cybersecurity activities and improve their capabilities to mitigate any cyber risk. So, what can we do to reduce the risk of a cyber attack? It's quite simple. You just need to conduct regular penetration tests. However, there is more to it than meets the eye. Yes, penetration testing has many advantages. Keep watching until the end of the video, because today we'll go through 10 good reasons why your business needs a penetration test. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Now, before we get started, what exactly is penetration testing and how does it work? There are several ways to explain penetration testing, but given its significance, it should be understood as more than just a penetration test on a system or application. Instead, penetration testing is the testing of a system or application by realistic attacks that simulate a real-world attack. This involves understanding how an attacker will try to access a system using the same tactics used in real-world scenarios. If the tester is lucky, the weaknesses detected will never be identified by the attacker using the same methods. So you see, no one is safe from penetration testing because it entails a detailed analysis of the target system's content, databases, configuration implementation, and legacy systems. To put it in another way, a penetration test will test existing applications and services, analyze weaknesses or flaws in legacy implementations, study a company's data storage and how it is accessed, and investigate security across the entire IT and information infrastructure. Well then, how does it benefit the business? Number 1, uncover hidden system vulnerabilities before the criminals do. According to Martin Vague, a senior manager at Cybercrime CSO Online, it's one thing to run a scan and say, you are vulnerable to Heartbleed, and a completely different thing to exploit the bug and discover the depth of the problem and find out exactly what type of information could be revealed if it was exploited. This is the main difference. The website or service is being penetrated just like a hacker would do. Just like a vulnerability evaluation, penetration testing identifies crucial flaws in the system and makes recommendations for improving security. However, a penetration test will go one step further than a vulnerability assessment and act upon the vulnerabilities found. Its goal is to find ways to exploit the identified flaws in order to prove or disprove real-world attack vectors against an organization's IT assets, data, humans, and/or physical security. In other words, a penetration test would allow you to determine the extent to which hackers may exploit your organization's weaknesses. Number 2, prioritize and tackle risks. A well-conducted penetration test offers a thorough analysis of the organization's exploitable weaknesses, along with enforceable recommendations for improving your security levels in the short, mid, and long term. The vulnerabilities discovered are classified in order of A, how easily they can be exploited, and B, the effects they would have on the company if exploited. By following a risk-oriented prioritization approach, information security executives would be able to prioritize these threats based on their criticality, plan their remediation strategies, and allocate their security personnel accordingly. Number 3, save remediation costs. Cybercrime is now considered to be the biggest threat to every business and organization connected to the internet. But that's really an understatement. This invisible enemy, which transcends geography, languages, and political borders, was responsible for approximately $3 trillion worth of commercial losses in 2015, and is forecasted to cost the global society $6 trillion by 2021. Recovery from a security breach can cost the company thousands, if not millions of dollars in consumer protection programs, regulatory penalties, and lost productivity. Therefore, getting back on track and operating would necessitate significant investments, advanced security measures, and weeks of recovery time. A penetration test is a constructive solution for finding the most serious flaws in your IT systems and avoiding serious financial and reputational losses for your business. However, we recommend you perform routine penetration testing at least once or twice a year to ensure business continuity. Number 4, enable compliance with security regulations. Penetration testing is unquestionably crucial in terms of protecting the business and its precious assets from possible intruders. However, the benefits of a penetration test go far beyond network and data protection. Yes, you heard it right. Regular penetration tests can also help you comply with security regulations imposed by leading security standards like PCI, HIPAA, and ISO 27001. For instance, the PCI DSS, the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, requires both annual and regular penetration testing for organizations that process large volumes of transactions. Hence, by conducting regular penetration testing, you can escape the hefty penalties that come with non-compliance. Number 5, maintain confidentiality, revenue, and goodwill. As we mentioned earlier, a security breach can result in a significant loss of money. However, the true cost of cybercrime includes damage, theft, and deletion of personal and business data, theft of intellectual property, disruption of productivity, and reputational damage. In addition, failure to protect the data's confidentiality could also result in legal consequences and a loss of goodwill. Now that's where penetration testing comes in. Penetration testing as a service not only aids businesses in determining how long it takes an attacker to breach a system, but also it ensures that security teams are trained to counter the threat. Number 6, security training for network staff. IT security employees can fix patches in their systems and make it impossible for hackers to penetrate them again. However, it's a never-ending game for cybercriminals. Since the digital world is constantly evolving, attackers are always looking for new ways to hack software and networks. Hence, to avoid a security breach, it is important to fully train employees to deal with the sophisticated techniques of cybercriminals. Penetration testing companies allow security personnel to recognize and respond to cyber attacks properly. For instance, if a penetration tester were able to breach a system without alerting anyone, this may indicate a failure to train employees on security monitoring properly. Depending on the outcome of the testing, you can train your employees to deal with potential threats. Number 7, develop effective security measures. The results of a penetration test are critical for determining the IT system's current security level. In addition, they can provide the company's top management with insightful information about identified security gaps, their severity, and their potential impacts on the system's operation and efficiency. However, it's important to put what you've learned into practice to improve your system security. One way to do this, with little CapEx investment, is to use the identified weaknesses and gaps to form a streamlined security response policy. This ensures that the security incident management team has all of the resources it needs to formulate a successful solution in the event of a security breach. Number 8, preserve company's image and customer loyalty. A security breach can impact much more than just your short-term revenue. Security breaches will expose confidential information, resulting in the loss of loyal customers and substantial reputational damage. Currently, high-profile data breaches across the globe are putting consumers on edge. They're instilling a feeling of mistrust that companies aren't actually capable of protecting confidential data. To prevent such circumstances, one must conduct penetration testing. Penetration testing can assist you in avoiding expensive security breaches that jeopardize the company's credibility and customer satisfaction. Number 9, organizations usually conduct penetration tests right after the development of new infrastructure and technology, or after the introduction of major changes to their infrastructure. This service can assist companies in identifying and validating possible security flaws in their IT processes before cybercriminals exploit them. However, we highly advise you to test the technology before putting it into production. Performing a penetration test on new technologies before they go into production often saves time and money, as it is easier to fix the vulnerabilities and gaps before the application goes live. Number 10, lastly, confirm the value of your investment. Let's face it, security tools are expensive. The results of a penetration test can be used to confirm the value of an already implemented tool or to confirm that further funding is required to secure data resources. Penetration testing will uncover the truth about your security condition, even if it's terrible. So, what are your thoughts on penetration testing? Are you convinced that your company needs a professional penetration testing service? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Until next time, stay tuned and subscribe to our channel for all the new videos coming up.